see right here, the dummy is actually wearing his seatbelt. I'm going to tell you, he's wearing it properly. He's wearing exactly how he needs to be wearing it. And this simulates a rollover at about 40 miles an hour, okay? It's not a high-speed rollover, but it doesn't take much actually to roll a vehicle over, okay? Vehicle runs off the road, goes into a side skid, and something causes the vehicle to trip over, and he's wearing a seatbelt properly. As you can see, vehicle rolls over, and the dummy lands upside down, and if it comes to rest on the roof and he's wearing a seatbelt, he's going to stay in his vehicle exactly how it needs to be. That way he can unbuckle himself and crawl out to safety. The seatbelt works. All right, my next demonstration is going to be what happens. A lot of times our troopers and law enforcement partners across the state stop people for not wearing their seatbelt, but in actuality, they may be wearing their seatbelt. And some of the excuses we get is that, oh, well, I had it under my arm, or I had it behind my back. So one of the things I'm going to show you is what happens to a dummy or to a person when we get those type of excuses, and that's what they're actually doing. So I'm going to take his seatbelt and actually put it behind his back. That's when we get crashes that are involved with partial ejections and people partially getting thrown out of the vehicle. So, all right, same thing. Vehicle overturns, and he's got his seatbelt behind his back. Now he's got his lap portion on, but his front's not on. So the vehicle rolls over and comes to rest upside down. It's clear to see that, as in this particular situation, and every time is different, but this particular situation shows that his head and arms are hanging outside of the vehicle. The final demonstration is going to be shown with when a passenger or driver of the vehicle doesn't wear a seatbelt at all. Simulating a 40-mile-an-hour crash, but we got to remember, when we get out on the highway, people driving 50, 60, 70, and exceeding the speed limit even beyond that. So a lot of these ejections when a vehicle rolls over are a lot more violent. The reason we bring these simulations into the schools is because visualization is everything. We can get into the schools and we can talk to these children and adults and teachers, and we can tell them to put their seatbelts on till we're blue in the face. But visualization, showing these kids what can actually happen when they're not wearing their seatbelt properly, it literally makes them go home and tell their parents.